Welcome to the artsy and crafty world of Ria Art, where everything is created for you, by me, Alexandria. You love Pokemon, I love Pokemon, we all love Pokemon. So what better way to catch them all than to make your very own teeny tiny crochet Pokeball. At the end of the tutorial, I'll even show you how to make your Pokeball into a keychain. So let's get started. Let's begin by going over the materials needed to make a mini Pokeball. Your most important tool will be your crochet hook. I'm using a 1.50 millimeter hook in order to achieve the Pokeball's small size. You will also need embroidery floss in 3 colors to crochet with. The first color is red. I'm using DMC 817. You'll also need black, DMC 310. And lastly, white, DMC Blanc. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle that is on the small to medium size for sewing on the release button to the Pokeball and for fastening off thread ends. You can also use an object with a pointed end for stuffing. I just use a chopstick. For stuffing, I use small amounts of polyester fiber fill or doll stuffing. An optional item can be a small gold safety pin for a stitch marker, just in case you tend to be like me and lose count of your stitches easily. Now that we have everything, let's start crocheting. Begin by taking your red color and single crocheting 6 into a magic ring. Once you are done, go ahead and close your ring. We will continue crocheting in continuous rounds after that. In the second round, we will increase to 9 stitches, so complete a single crochet increase in the first stitch of the second round. And then a single crochet in the next stitch. Repeat this in the remaining 4 stitches around for a total of 9 stitches. In the third round, we will increase to a stitch count of 12. Begin by completing a single crochet increase in the first stitch of the round. Single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Repeat this around for a total of 12 stitches. Next, we will increase to our maximum stitch count of 15. Start with a single crochet increase in the first stitch of the round. Then, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Repeat this around for a total of 15 stitches. By the end of this round, you should be able to begin to see the top part of the Pokeball take shape. For the 5th round, you will just complete a single crochet in each stitch around. So again, if you tend to lose count easily like me, you can use a tiny gold safety pin as a stitch marker. Single crochet in each stitch around to complete the 5th round. When you get to the last stitch, simply remove the stitch marker in order to complete your last single crochet. In the 6th round, we will continue to single crochet around, but first we will need to switch to our black color. Go ahead and cut the working end of your red thread. You do not need to leave a long tail, as it will just be tucked into the body of the Pokeball. Then insert your hook into the next stitch of the 6th round. Make a loop with your black thread and thread it over your hook so you can pull it through the stitch your hook is currently in, leaving one black loop on your hook. Proceed to insert your hook into the next stitch and make sure that you thread over your hook with the black working thread end to pull it through the stitch, leaving 2 loops on your hook. Thread over your hook and pull the thread through both loops on your hook in order to complete your first single crochet of the 6th round and successfully change colors while working in a continuous round. Proceed to single crochet in each stitch around, completing a row of black stitches. Also, if you notice the first stitch is looking loose, you can tug on the non-working black and red thread ends in order to tighten those stitches at any point. As you continue crocheting around, those stitches will become secure on their own, so you do not need to worry about them unraveling. When you make it to the last red stitch, it can help to hold the red non-working thread end in place as you complete your single crochet. Finish the round by completing your last single crochet in the same stitch you started in when you attached the black thread. Once you are done, you can cut the working black thread end because you will attach your white color in round 7. Then you can give all of your non-working thread ends little tugs in order to tighten your stitches and make them more secure. You will attach the white by inserting your hook into the first stitch of the next round. Make a loop with your white thread and thread it over your hook in order to pull it through the stitch. You will attach the white in the exact same way you attached the black. Remember to make sure you are using the working thread end in order to single crochet in each stitch around. Also keep in mind that you can tighten your non-working thread ends if they look loose. This will be especially helpful once you get to the end of this round. In round 8, we will continue working with our white, but we will decrease down to 12 stitches. Insert your hook into the next stitch. pulling on the white non-working thread end in order to tighten the stitch if you need to. Thread over and pull through. Then insert your hook into the next stitch, thread over and pull through for a total of 3 loops on your hook. Thread over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook in order to complete a single crochet decrease. Proceed to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Continue this pattern around until you've decreased to 12 stitches. Complete this round, you should start to see your Pokeball taking shape. You do not need to worry if the stitches at the beginning of the rounds look a little uneven, because you will actually cover those stitches with the release button of the Pokeball later. We will continue to decrease, but first, I like to take my chopstick and tuck all of my non-working thread ends into the body of the Pokeball. You can cut them if you like to, but I always feel guilty putting them in the trash, so I opt to just tuck them inside instead. Once you are done, we will continue decreasing to 9 stitches in the 9th round. Complete a single crochet decrease and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Repeat this around until you have decreased to 9 stitches. At this point, there is just enough of an opening left to stuff the Pokeball. So take little bits of your doll stuffing and roughly shape the pieces into little balls. You can then use your pointed object to help you push the doll stuffing into the Pokeball. Add as much stuffing that's needed in order to stuff the Pokeball pretty firmly. Once your Pokeball is all stuffed, you can continue to decrease around until the hole closes, but work your decreases into the back loops of your stitches. This will make it so the base of the Pokeball is more flat so that it can sit upright. hole is closed, you can cut your working thread end, making sure to leave a slightly longer tail than usual in order to fasten off. Take one of your smaller tapestry needles and thread your thread end through. Insert your needle in the small opening at the base of your Pokeball and aim your needle towards the opposite end of the Pokeball. Pull your needle out through a hole that is in between your stitches. As you pull the thread out the other side, it will pull the bottom stitches of the Pokeball up and you will start to see the shape look even more like a ball. Go ahead and tie a knot with the white thread close to the surface of the Pokeball. Then reinsert your hook into the same hole the needle came out of. Aim the needle towards a hole in between stitches in the opposite direction and pull your needle through. As you pull, tug the thread just enough to hide the knot you made inside the Pokeball. Then you can use your scissors to cut the remaining thread end. Try to place your scissors close to the base of the Pokeball before cutting. After we are done with the body, we will work on the button. Begin by using white and single crocheting 3 into a magic ring. Try and use the base of your needle to keep the tension of the stitches on the looser side so it will be easier to crochet in the following rounds. Once you've closed the magic ring, slip stitch into the first stitch of the next round in order to create a circular shape. You can also try and move your stitches away from the center in order to make a more circular shape as well. Then you can cut your working thread end, leaving a little tail. From here, we will increase up to 6 stitches around with black. Attach the black the same way you attached colors to the body of the Pokeball. Attach the black thread by working your hook into the next stitch, not the slip stitch you just finished. Once you have completed your first single crochet, which has secured the black thread, go ahead and reinsert your hook into the same stitch and complete another single crochet in order to achieve your increase. Repeat this in the remaining 2 white stitches for a total of 6 black stitches around. Once you have 6 stitches, slip stitch into the next stitch in order to close your circle shape. From here, it is important to make sure that you cut a pretty long thread so you can sew the latch button to the Pokeball. As for the other 3 shorter thread ends, I like to gather them up and cut their ends to make them even. Then I grab a tapestry needle with a slightly bigger needle head and thread all 3 through. You can use these threads as an anchor to keep the button shape in place as you sew it to the Pokeball. Now, look at your Pokeball and find the spot where the stitches look a little uneven due to attaching colors, and insert your needle near the center of those stitches through a hole in between the stitches. Aim your needle towards the opposite side of the Pokeball and pull all 3 thread ends through another hole in between the stitches. Now your button will stay in place as you use your longer thread end to sew it to the Pokeball. Next, take your slightly smaller tapestry needle and thread your remaining thread end. Inserting your needle through the next stitch of the latch button like you would with your crochet hook, but go ahead and pull the needle and thread through. In order to attach the button to the body, you can sew through the surfaces of nearby stitches on the Pokeball, but continue to sew in and out of each of your 6 single crochet stitches of the latch button. Once you have sewn all the way around, it's time to secure your stitch work. Insert your needle into the Pokeball in a hole in between the stitches and aim your needle towards a hole on the opposite side of the Pokeball. Pull your needle through and tie a knot towards the base of the Pokeball. Reinsert your needle into the same hole and aim for another hole in between the stitches to pull the thread through. Cut the thread toward the base of the Pokeball. You can cut the other thread ends toward the base as well. You do not need to worry about securing those ends as the latch button is already tightly secured. Then you can give your Pokeball a few squishes here and there to perfect the shape. Once you are happy with the shape, you're done! You've successfully made your very own mini Pokeball so you can catch them all. If you are interested in making a Pokeball keychain, it's simple. All you need is a keychain, which you can buy at most craft stores. Place your keychain to the side for now and proceed to single crochet 6 into a magic ring like you would do to make a regular Pokeball. Just before you close the first loop of your magic ring, insert the base of the keychain first and then pull your loop tight around the base. Go ahead and pull the other loop tight around the base of the keychain in order to pull the magic ring all the way closed. Once the ring is closed, continue to follow the pattern as you normally would by crocheting in the first stitch of the next round. The Pokeball will be made around the base of the keychain. Keychain is pretty secure, but I like to make sure it is extra secure by attaching your non-working thread end to the base of the keychain. Insert your hook through the metal circle base, thread over and pull through. Then go over the top of the circle, thread over and pull through the loop on your hook as shown. You can continue to tie a knot toward the base as well to secure the keychain even more. When you are done crocheting around the base circle of the keychain, you will have a tightly secured Pokeball keychain, perfect for catching them all on the go. tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed making your very own Pokeball. You can find a written pattern on my blog. The link is below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Ria Art World online. I'll see you next time. Bye!